when you live in your best life. There's a lot of people that just exist. I'm gonna be honest with you, and they're not living their best life, and that's why these podcasts were created, so people can learn how to live their best life. And part of that is, what is it that you're gifted to do to help other people? What's up, family? Welcome to the Bacon Bits Podcast, where we desire for you to take the bits of information and immediately apply them to your life for success. The ground rules, the absolute lowest of the low, is that this podcast will always be encouraging, uplifting, and informative. The areas of life that we were talking about on the Bacon Bits Podcast is dealing with having a balanced life. And it's more like a juggling act than it is a balanced life, honestly. And I need to hear y'all say it. Say it out loud. Say valuable information applied equals success. And what I want to talk about today on this pod, baby, is passion. Passion. Man, that thing that drives you, that wakes you up, that gets you going, that sustains you. When all hell is breaking loose around you, you literally know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, why you're supposed to be doing it, and how you're supposed to be doing it. You don't know the end results, but you know, man, if I wasn't doing nothing else on this planet, I'm literally doing what it is that I love to do, which is encouraging and motivating people to have their best life. But it took me a while to figure that out, fam. I'm 56. I really felt like I didn't really figure this thing out until I turned 30, so I really took the time and asked God. I said, man, God, I believe you gifted me in some direction. I just don't know what that is. And God literally clearly gave me the answer. He said, son, I've gifted you to run your mouth to draw people closer to me and to help them live their best life. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, that is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. But I had to figure out how to get to that. So the questions I asked myself to figure that out is the same questions I'm going to give y'all today. And question number one is this. And I love analogies. I'm an analogy man. Please tell me anything in an analogy so I can remember it. Analogy number one is, have you ever seen apples or an apple tree? Matter of fact, eat apples. You've never seen an apple tree eat apples, unless you was high, drunk, or very intoxicated, or you was floating on some mushrooms or some all them other drugs that I'm fortunate to be able to help people get off of. But family, we are designed to help other people. We were put on this planet to be a blessing to other people. I firmly believe if you love God first, and then secondly, you're supposed to love other people as you love yourself. We are supposed to share ourselves with other people and be a blessing. So family, you will never live your blessed life if you're going solo. It just ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry. It's not. Our job is supposed to be, and it's not even just a job, it's a privilege and it's honor to be able to help other people live their best life. So whatever you got the gift to do, when you're trying to figure out what it is that I'm gifted at, is what is it that I love to do to help other people? And it could be the biggest of things. It could be the smallest of things. Teachers love helping kids get their education. It's beautiful. They love to teach, but they are teaching is for other people. Mechanic love fixing cars. Man, loves all the new models that come out, the old models that ever existed. They love fixing cars. They love fixing cars, but they are blessed to be able to fix cars for other people. I love coming on this podcast and being a blessing. I love being able to teach at my facility where I work at and be a blessing to those that are trying to get their life right. My job is to teach people how to live their best life. And I do it, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like euphoric. It's like it's my natural high of what I love doing. But who is it for? It's for other people to have their best life. Same thing, a musician. They love playing, and they play. Guess what? To hear that music, it is to be a blessing for other people. So whatever you are gifted to do, when you live in your best life, there's a lot of people that just exist. I'm gonna be honest with you, and they're not living their best life, and that's why these podcasts were created, so people can learn how to live their best life. And part of that is, what is it that you're gifted to do to help other people? And we need to find out what that is. So spend some time with yourself and really think about, like, man, when I'm making cakes and I see people eat my cakes, it makes me so happy. Man, when I give somebody a edge up on they haircut, man, bro, I see how good they feel, which makes me feel good. Look, I love being a barber. Man, you love helping people at a nursing home. I love playing bingo with my people and making them happy because they get a chance to, get their little gambling in, and they makes them happy to win a prize at the end of the day when they're finished playing bingo, or why they, for each game that they play. And that makes them happy. So, fam, if it's good for me to be able to spend a couple of hours with some elderly people and play bingo with them and smile and give them a hug and listen to their stories, fam, that's what God blessed me to do. He gave me 2 ears and 1 mouth. So, I got the gift around my mouth. So sometimes I have to snatch that mouth away for a minute, cover up one of them ears and say, you know what, I'm supposed to listen twice as much as I talk. So I love being a blessing to other people. I love it, man. It is so exciting. And I always say this stuff, like usually when I have to go into hospitals and stuff and pray for people to encourage them that, let's pray through, we can get through this sickness and God gonna heal you and all that. I be swearing up and down, I'm going there for them. But by the time I leave the hospital, I'm excited. I'm stoked, because they made me feel good for, saying, thank you for coming to help me be here, help me get in the right mindset. Thank you for praying for me. And I went there to be a blessing to them, and I be leaving encouraged and motivated to keep doing what I'm doing. So that's the blessing of understanding. What is it that you have the gift to do that can't nobody else do what you do like you do it? And you're supposed to be a blessing to other people, family. Be a blessing to other people. So that's number 1. The second question and analogy is, have you ever heard a apple tree go? Okay, either I was taking a dump or I was straining to grow. Family, when you are doing what it is that you are gifted to do, to you, it should not be a strain. It should come to you just so naturally, like, man. I think about my wife. She's so gifted in so many areas. When she's doing her artwork, man, she's sitting there and she's really, she's deep into whatever that artwork is. She pouring herself into that thing. You want to make me mad? Put some paints and some crayons and some pencils in front of me and tell me to do an art project. I feel like you punishing me. That's all, like going to jail for me. I ain't got that gift. So find out that thing that you love to do. If you put a car in front of me, tell me to fix it, it ain't getting fixed. You give me an Apple phone and I'm going to be mad, until, I eventually have to probably buy one. But right now, if you give me any of those things, I'll be super mad. I ain't going to lie to you because it's just mind boggling to me for that stuff. But, John, I need you to stand in front of 10,000 people and open your mouth. Oh, it's like the heavens come down. God has opened up heaven and spoken, and I can just clearly do what it is I'm gifted to do. And the cool part, when I found out, like, it had nothing to do with my GPA, it had nothing to do with my IQ. It was all about, do you know for a fact that this is the gift that God gave you? Yes. Family, my job ain't to try to be better than nobody. That's the cool part. There is no comparison. Once I am doing what God has gifted me to do, I have no rivals. My job is to become the best version of John doing speaking that he possibly can do. So that means, working on my craft. That means for me personally, slowing down when I talk. Because sometimes I get so hyped and I get so excited, I'll be stuttering over my words and losing train of thought or whatever it may be. So I have to literally slow down, pay attention and say, John, all right, now, I know you're excited about what you're about to teach, but you need to slow down and be clear and precise so the people that you're teaching can get what it is that you're trying to teach. So family, what is it that you're naturally gifted to do? That can't nobody else do what you do like you do it. You have no rivals. Slow yourself down and do that very thing that you've been gifted by God to do. I firmly believe everybody on this planet has a gift from God. The question is, who are you using the gift for, and how are you using the gift? The thing about it is sometimes we limit ourselves on how we can use the gift. So I'm just going to say, somebody that's a musician, a lot of times musicians think it's just playing, for this band or group, or it's a singer. They're just supposed to be singing just in front of a mic, in front of a crowd, in front of a whole lot of people. And how many ways can you use your gift? I mean, you can write music scores. You can write ad jingles. You can write TV show theme songs. You can do children's songs. You can record commercials. You can teach people how to do music. Man, there's so many things you can do with music, but sometimes we limit ourselves to. And I had to do the same thing. I thought it was just to teach people one way, which was standing in front of a crowd of people. It could be one person for all I care. I don't care. I love motivating and encourage whoever's in front of me. But I always thought it was just one way. But notice I'm doing this podcast. Learned how to do that. Whether it's writing a book, that's what God gave me the gift to do. Whether it's going into the schools, whether it's going into prisons, whether it's going into companies, wherever God sends me, whether it's going into universities, I don't care. Wherever God gave me the gift to go run my mouth, that's where I'm supposed to go. And I'm supposed to not limit what God wants me to do. And sometimes it's just literally, it can be consulting, it could be coaching, it could be conferences, it could be classrooms, it could be through curriculum, it could be through podcasts, partnerships, networking. God has given me the gift to run this mouth. My job is to not limit him on where I'm supposed to use the gift. And so, family, do me a favor. Find out what that thing is that you love to do that is a blessing to other people, number one. Number two, it comes naturally to you. But, man, I really want you to find out this. Now, this is the difference between just average people and those who are great, that make history. When you find out in your life, what is that thing in your life that really agitates you, pisses you off, makes you mad? Now, go and find out what that is, and then go solve that problem. Okay, find out what that thing is, and sometimes we happenstance, stumble upon it, whatever that may be, So to me, I love using, two of my role models. Being a black man, I love having these black men as my role models, and they ain't never met them. They ain't never met me. Don't know my name, but when I seen, Martin Luther King motivated to bless people of a different race to make as much money as everybody on this planet as it's supposed to be, guess what? It ticked him off enough. He was willing to go to jail. He was willing to get bit by a dog, shot with water hoses, everything, just so it can be an equal opportunity for everybody. That's what he was willing to do. Nelson Mandela. We know he went to jail for decades. But before he left this planet, what did he solve? Apartheid. What's that thing that really chaps your hide? What's that thing that really makes you mad? What's that thing that really irritates you? It makes you want to go off. But you notice that the people around you don't get as mad about it as you. And there's a reason why. It's because you're the one that's gifted enough on this planet to change that very thing that makes you mad. So I hate drugs and alcohol. Hate drugs and alcohol. Can you drink? It's not a sin to drink. But for the people that get so consumed by it that it literally alters their life forever, it makes me really mad. I hate when men don't take care of their kids. Man, that pisses me off. Why is that? Because my dad wasn't there for me, and that's always a constant motivation and encouragement. And I love being a dad. Like, man, if I don't do nothing else right on this planet, I know being a husband to my queen and being a father to my kids. I know I got the gift to do that. But I hate when kids don't have a chance to have their parents in their life, especially men. So I take the anger of that pissing me off. I take the anger of that drugs and alcohol pissing me off. And I take the energy of that and I go and teach people how to get off drugs and alcohol, teaching them coping skills on how to deal with life. And I also go teach men how to take care of their kids. Because it is a privilege and honor when God has seen fit to you men to go out there and birth forth another creation that is made in your image and likeness. They got your DNA, and you can give them the answers to living their best life. Because I would love for every son to look at his dad and see what it is to be a man. I would love for every daughter to see what it is to be loved by a man with no ulterior motive. It ain't just sexual, nothing like that. Just they be in love because they are who they are. I wish every man on this planet would do that for their babies. And so that's why it inspires me and encourages me to go out there and do those very things, because I want people to think like, man, how much further in life you could be. I ain't saying, God has you where you're supposed to be at. He don't make no mistakes. All things do work together if you love God. But how much further I could have been along if I would have knew these are my gifts and talents, because my dad revealed them to me and showed me what they were. How much further I could have been when I could have showed, what to do as a man, of how to work a job and be consistent and be a man of your word. I could see in front of me the role model of how to love your woman, how to be all these different things that I could have been shown of how to be a man, be responsible, be a man of communication, all of that stuff. We can keep on going and going and going and going. How much further I could have been along in life. But once again, when I have God as my ultimate father, and that's why I love calling him daddy, he continues to reveal and show to me everything happened for a reason. Everything is timed perfectly. And to know that, it could have been that much more better but it was designed to make it look like everything fell into place on how it was supposed to be. So, family, I'm going to go over the 3 again. What is that thing that you're supposed to be doing to share yourself with other people? Because we were not meant to be hermits on this planet. You're going to be on this planet with other people all of your life. 90% of the time, you're going to be with other people. Every now and then, we get a chance to get a vacation, get away, be in our homes or whatever, and not be around somebody. But 90% of the time or higher, you're going to be with other people. So we got to find out, what is that thing that I do that is a gift and a blessing to those that surround me? And everybody ain't your cup of tea, because everybody don't like tea. So you got to understand, who is the people that I'm supposed to be around to help and encourage and motivate and serve. Number 2, what is it that I'm gifted to do that, man, when I'm doing this, it literally gives me life? I can tell you literally from experience, when I go out and encourage and motivate people at my job or wherever I might do it at, speaking engagements or whatever, it literally brings me back home more energetic to be more loving to my wife, more loving to my kids, because I'm using the gifts and the calling and the talent that God gave me to do. And then number 3 is, what is that thing that really irritates you, that pisses you off, that makes you angry, that you need to fix on this planet? And you're the one that God seen fit to birth, to bring to this planet, to do that very thing, to fix it. So find out what those 3 things are. And family, that whole statement about, once you find out what that is, that passion, you will never work another day in your life, it is absolutely true. Ever since I found out I had the gift to teach, man, life has been one of the biggest blessings in this world. But it took me finally sitting down and discovering, what is it that I'm gifted at doing, that, man, when I'm doing that, I feel like I'm on top of the world. Like literally in that moment, that present moment of when I'm teaching a class, the present moment of me right now being on this podcast and teaching. When I'm in this moment, nothing else matters. It is about doing and giving away the gift that God gave me to give away. And I am so grateful and honored and privileged to do this very thing, that what he's gifted me to do. Family, what is your passion? What is that passion? What is that thing that you're supposed to be doing that gives you the fire, gives you the motivation, gives you the encouragement to go on and live your best life? Find out what that thing is, and man, life is going to be sweet. I didn't say easy. I said it's going to be sweet. This is your boy John Bacon with another segment of Bacon Bits. I love you guys. God bless. All right, what's up, family? It's your boy John Bacon from the Bacon Bits podcast. Thank you so much for your support, likes, and ratings. Please don't just listen, but rate me, follow me, and subscribe. This is an amazing way to offer free support. My beautiful queen and I have some books that we have written for your growth.
So the first book we have is a workbook, actually. It's called Healthy Relationships, and this is a workbook through the lens of faith. Because what makes a relationship healthy or unhealthy? So this workbook is designed, it's a 12-week, it's a biblically grounded course, and every week has a few different principles. So if some of our principles, some of our topics that we're covering are respect, cultivating security. And this is not just between a husband and wife. This is between parents, between siblings, between friends, between your bosses, employers, So it's really important, and everyone deserves a healthy relationship.
And also we have The Balanced Life by John Bacon. It covers how to be prosperous in your finances, relationships, your health, your mind, and your spirit. So you can pick that up on Amazon, also on audiobook. And we also have
The Unraveling, a creative healing journal, pinings, poems, prayers, and ponderings of my precarious life. I've had a testimony of, I've had 2 brain tumors and 2 brain surgeries, and I'm super grateful, but I'm still grieving the process of healing. And this is part of the process. In this book, you have devotionals, you have prayers, and you have some ponderings. And in between these pages, there's a space for you to also be prompted to paint and to create your own, or maybe you want to write something in these books. This is part of your creative healing journal that we get to walk through together.
And you guys can just head over to Kingdom Servants First. Kingdom Servants, the number 1, st.com. And you can purchase all 3 of these books. Thank you for your support, your love, and your contributions. God bless.